We've got one property brother. The other one couldn't make it.
Well, you said you wanted the good property brother.
That's what we said. That's what we said.
Just like I said, I wanted to go on the good radio show.
Hey.
So.
And that's why I was here, Jonathan Scott, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey,
Hello.
exciting day.
I can't believe I got a sitting ovation. That's amazing.
I know. You were here a couple times before your brother. We've had you on over the years, right? It's been a minute, though.
It's been a while.
It's been a long time. Yeah.
What
get
was it
taller?
something I said? Is that why you didn't?
No,
have
no,
anything?
you guys just didn't come back.
There was just a pandemic or something.
That's what it
Yeah.
was.
But this makes sense though, coming back because you guys are fun, and now that we're casting in LA for the show, I'm like, we've got to, even just among you guys, are there any renovations happening that maybe we should have you on the show?
Well,
Yeah, all right. We can talk about that off the air, but yes, I just moved and we need a ton of renovations at my house. Yes.
Okay, good.
That being said, though, one of the reasons I wanted to have you on this show, Forever Home, how many seasons now for you guys?
Well, oh gosh, I think we're going on like our 8th season. See, it's interesting because we air in 160 countries, and every country they block them together as different seasons. So in one country we're on our 4th season, and another we're on our 8th. But yeah, it's pretty wild. And so now I have 14 projects in LA right now that we're working on.
Oh my
which is pretty
gosh.
wild. We're casting all of next season here.
Right.
So if there's anybody in the LA area or surrounding area who's renovating, they own their home, they're ready to do a renovation, have a budget of 180 grand or more, they've got to apply because you have all these benefits of the show. We have this machine that's working to get you as much free stuff as you can. Flooring, appliances, you name it. We try to get you a ton of free stuff. The network as well kicks in tens of thousands of dollars toward your budget as well, and you get it done. Instead of waiting a year, you get it done in about 3 months.
Here's the thing. You're done right now. After saying that, and we send people to the link, whatever you're providing us, you're going to have that thing cast.
I hope so. That's
There
the
are
goal.
so many people that listen from Orange County to LA to, Rancho Cucamonga, where Jill's boyfriend is.
no.
No? What's the son done?
We don't know where he lives.
All right, that's a big secret going on.
It's not LA. That's all we know.
Looked into a big.
There's a rabbit hole here to go down.
There is. Actually, you're right. There is a big rabbit hole here.
My boyfriend's home, though,
Is it nice?
does need some renovations, and he's in the process of starting all of that.
There you go.
Yeah.
See?
So I'm going to tell him to apply.
Tell them to apply.
Okay.
So
great.
we'll get a link from you and we'll put it up 1043myfm.com/Valentine. Is that the best way for people to apply for this?
Yeah, if they go to propertybrothers.com or through your website as well, all the details are there.
Okay.
There's quite an application process. We get a lot, like thousands of applications.
Yeah,
but
how do you guys weed through all these people that want basically all the free product that can come along with it too,
I mean, the thing is, a lot of people will submit and they're expecting a free renovation, and it's just not how it works. I wish we had those budgets,
Right.
But this
You're
isn't
gonna have to
Game
pay
of
for some of your
Thrones.
renovation, obviously.
So yeah, no, there's a process. We want real people who are really renovating.
Yeah.
And casting also depends too, because every season we want to have diversity in the stories and in the types of houses and in the locations. So we try and cluster all of the projects within about an hour of each other.
Okay.
So it just depends on what casting looks like. But we'll get thousands of applications, and we're looking for people who have a really good, unique story. And it doesn't matter if you've owned the house for 6 days or 60 years.
Right.
If you think it needs a renovation to turn it into your dream home, you apply.
I love it.
Can I submit my landlord?
You got to own the home. You forgot about that part.
Owns the home.
It's one of those things that we've had so many people are like, oh my gosh, I want a renovation. And then they apply and we're like, wait, you just rent this. Does the owner know that you're trying to tear walls out?
To you now, being HDTV and being like one of their mainstays for so long, and I wouldn't want to put you on a spot about this,
But you're going to anyway.
Yeah. There's like some other shows on there. Do you ever have a good laugh at some stuff? I mean, I'm sure they might laugh at something you guys did on your show or something like that. But when I look at like My Lottery Dream Home, and they open up with these mansions, and then it's the person goes, all right, so my lottery dream home is a 2-bedroom in upstate New whatever, and it's 1 mile from my mom's house, and it costs $90,000.
Okay. Your lottery dream home and mine are very different.
Yes.
I don't watch, surprisingly, I don't watch TV, very little TV.
Yeah.
So I don't see a lot of them. But from time to time when I come across something, what I find is actually funnier is if you look at like classic HGTV, if you go on YouTube and you like look classic HGTV, the designs were so bad. It was
really?
Like way back in the day. It was like, so cheesy. And even myself, like when we started on the network, I had blonde hair and I had really, it was not a good scene. I'll show you guys before I leave the picture.
Yes.
And, times change. I mean, even stuff that I did 10 years ago in some renovations, wouldn't really play today.
It wouldn't fly today.
No. And so we try and do things that, I was talking about how look at your home like an investment.
Yeah.
The big ticket items, you want to make those a little more neutral so that they last longer.
Okay.
And you don't have to change them out. Whereas the more bold you go with something, the faster it's going to go out of style. So that's an easy way to balance it out.
We're talking off the air about Jill's boyfriend. I found out his name just recently, by the way.
What's his name?
I can't tell you. She's got me on lockdown so hard.
I've been very open in the past on this show about relationships and my ups and downs with dating.
Right.
This one is so different.
Okay.
Like it's so different. And I'm just for right now, just keeping it between the two of us.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Can you put your earmuffs on for 1 second?
Yes.
I just want to see.
Got it.
Is she the problem? Is that what we have to worry about here? All right, never mind. You can pull your headphones off.
I didn't turn the volume up. I heard you on
Darn it.
that.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
You know what's worse? It's going to come back to haunt me on that. She didn't hear any response from me either. That's I was so taken aback here, Jill. I'm like, where's this question coming from
I
here?
think you were laughing pretty heartily over there.
It is funny though, because in our jobs, so we just started our 600th episode of our shows. 600 renovations. We've helped 600 families. We play the referee between the spouses. That's our job.
It's got to be so hard for some couples.
You get some couples like they've had their own place for so long and their own ideas, and now all of a sudden they have to share with somebody else. It's very hard, and that's why a lot of relationships don't make it through a renovation.
Yeah.
We come in, we take the reins, we actually kick the homeowners out, so they're not even allowed back in the house until we're done, because sometimes it's hard for people to see things as they're being made.
Right.
But there are a lot of little tricks, and one of them is if one of the people in a relationship maybe does more of the cooking and another person does more of the entertaining, well, then we always say collaborate, but maybe the final word is by the chef in the house for the kitchen. Maybe the final word is by the other person who spends more time in the backyard or whatever it might be. And that actually works pretty well. You feel collaborative, but that person gets just a little more say.
See, that makes sense, because if the person is doing all the cooking, you want that kitchen, that stove, whatever, to be applicable to whatever their needs are. The island, if you have an island, should be applicable to their needs. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That being said, bang for your buck. If somebody's renovating and maybe they don't get the chance to renovate with you guys and they have to do this on their own, what is the #1 renovated at your house? You'll see the most bang for your buck during resale, whenever that is.
I'm curious before I say what I'm going to say.
Okay.
You said you know the answer.
I know the answer.
Okay, what's your opinion?
I'm going to say kitchen.
Kitchen. Okay, so you're talking about an entire room. Okay, as opposed.
All right, then I'll say primary bathroom.
No, that's kitchen is the most
attic.
Kitchen kitchen is the most expensive room in the house because you have all the fixtures and and whatnot, and the surfaces.
But it's like
stone.
the heart of the home, I think.
It is. A lot of people actually forget about their own bedroom because you need a place to recharge your batteries and you need this place of solace that you can relax. But a lot of people put their first priority into the kitchen. So when a buyer is coming to a home and they're looking at a home, a buyer puts the most weight in the kitchen. Okay. So yes, you are correct. Now, that being said, there are two types of renovations that you can do when you're looking to sell your home. One of them is something that's going to make the house sell for more, so you will get more money.
Right.
The other type of renovation is usually something, hey, it looks great, and it might help you sell quicker, but you're not going to get any more money for it. Okay. So we always say, look at, a prime example would be if you're in a more of a new home buyer community, new home buyers, they're not necessarily going to pay a bunch more for stone counters. They just want counters. Right. So don't go spending on imported Italian marble and blah, 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 when you can have something that's clean, it looks nice, but it's just what they need. Whereas if you're in a community that's willing to pay for those extras, those features, you can invest a little more in the appliance package and whatnot. Easy projects, though. Flooring is always a great thing. If you walk in, put yourself in the shoes of a buyer. Right. The more times a buyer looks around and goes, ugh. Oh, God, the ick factor will kill the value of your home. Yeah. So is it brown shag carpet that's been there since the 70s? Yeah. Get rid of it. Change it. Do something clean. If it's too dark, if it's too dim in a room, it also makes a room feel smaller, makes it feel like, it's kind of dank. Great for vampires, not for the average buyer. So lighting is important, and it's easy to switch out a fixture and brighten things up. Yeah. So those are some of the things we always say. Walk around the house like you're a buyer, and if anything stands out like a sore thumb, that's the first thing you want to change. But then some people will go and they'll put all this money into a kitchen and leave the rest of the house looking like, it's just something out of a dungeon. Then you're not fooling anybody.
You know what's funny? We moved this past year because my son, where he's going to high school, all his sports teams were down in that area. So it was like an hour drive. My wife couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. It was just too much. So we had to move. And we didn't want to move. We had to move for school purposes. And anytime we're looking at houses, and it was a horrible time to buy a house, by the way. So I'll be working until I'm 80. But anytime we went into a house, I had to remind my wife, my son, everybody has cameras. Don't say you love something. Don't say, oh, this house is the best. Don't say anything. Because there's Nest cams and Google cams and Flip cams and Drop cams and Simply Safe, and everybody has a camera in their house. You have to be careful what you say.
You have to pretend that it's an espionage situation,
right?
And you're a double agent.
Yeah.
And so you got to start putting things. No, there's no way. I could never live with this. And then when you get in your car and you're driving away, you're like, that's the best thing.
That's the best. I love this house. That's the house I want.
Yeah. It's the same thing. Like when I'm in a hotel room, I always assume there are hidden cameras. So you just have to be careful.
Isn't that kind of scary though? This world, really though, seriously,
yeah.
Everybody has to be aware that.
I have a device that I go around the hotel room with.
You do not?
I do. I carry it with me. So
I want one of those.
It goes around and it looks for RF signals and it looks for camera lenses.
Have you ever found anything?
No.
Thank God.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Did you check the batteries?
No, that would have been a smart thing to do. Yeah, I mean the main thing for me is like if someone wants to see this show, go for it. Whatever you're into, I know there's some freaky people out there.
Oh my God! All right, so listen, if you guys want to apply, they are promoting season 7 of Property Brothers Forever Home. You are looking for homes right here in the Los Angeles area.
That's right, and we will make it a dream to get through the process because it's usually stressful.
Yeah.
We'll get you back in the home so quickly.
Right.
And you'll also just get to benefit from our design team. And you've seen the shows. This is what we do for a living. So we want to make people love where they live.
Right.
And the first step is to go to propertybrothers.com and apply.
I love that. I think it's so great. That's one of the reasons I wanted to have you on. I think it's such a great opportunity for people listening to have this, these pros, because you never know with contractors, and not disparaging anybody, but you're like, I don't know. Bobby said they're good. They come in. I don't know.
Yeah.
We watch the shows. We watch you on TV. We see HDTV network. It's a win-win.
Yeah. I'm telling you that we do everything we can possibly do to make it an easy process.
Thanks, man. It was nice to see you today.
Nice to be here. Can I get a collective? Who's your favorite property brother?
Oh, Jonathan.
Jonathan, yeah.
Absolutely.
I've always said that.
Yeah.
Always said it too.
Always.
We actually asked to not have your brother in.
He's been banned.
He really has. Yeah. And I didn't want to get into details about why.
Yeah.
But the incident.
He knows what he did.
I know
He
what
knows.
he did.
Yeah. We all do.
All right. Now let's talk more about this boyfriend.